Hey, a few weeks ago, I gave you my top 10 picks for the best free mixing plugins. You've recommended some more to me since then, so here are 10 more free mixing plugins that are super awesome and cool. Here they are in no particular order. So I've been experimenting with the length of these videos and I want your help deciding between these options. If you would please leave your preference in the poll up here, that would really help me to get an idea of the size and depth that makes up an ideal episode for you. Coming up at number 10 is Bittersweet from Flux. This is a one knob transient shaper that's great for adjusting the depth of an instrument with a lot of transient information, things like percussion. So moving the knob to the left will reduce the attack and will appear to move the instrument further back in the mix. And of course the opposite happens when moved to the right, the instrument gets closer to us. So this is great for moving textures and more supporting elements further back in the mix. And at number 9 we have the Mercuriall 808 Tube Screamer emulation. This is a legendary guitar pedal with all of the stomp box features as well as a mod that's a little cleaner on the low end with the same mid-range drive. It sounds great on guitar, of course, and on drums, and here I've got it inserted onto the bass track. Now let's have a listen to it in with the mix. So great plugin to have, and Mercuriall has a whole bunch of other ones on their website, so links to all these plugins, of course, are available in the description. Okay, this is a really interesting one. This is Pancake by Cable Guys. It's a pan sweep automator that lets you set the rate of the sweep, and I've got it here set up on the tambourine. Let's have a listen. Pretty sweet. We can also make a ping pong sort of effect by using a faster subdivision. Alright, so this next one comes from Chris J at Airwindows. He seems to put out a new plugin just about every week, and the most recent one is called Butter2, and it's super simple with a compression amount, an output level, and of course the blend function. And it doesn't have any GUI, none of his plugins do, because according to him, no one can hear your screen. I really like that. So here it is on drums. There you go, simple, easy to use, adds some extra life and definition to the drums. Now let's listen to it in with the mix. Next up is a Pultec style preamp EQ from Analog Obsession with a boost and cut at 100 and at 12K. I've got it set on my acoustic guitar bus, I've boosted some 12K, and I'm cutting at 100. So here's what it sounds like on its own. I want that 12K chime, but I don't really need the low end of the guitar as long as it doesn't get too thin in the mix and start to sound cheap. So that really makes the acoustic guitar shine, while also cleaning up some of the rumble below 100 Hz. This is another plugin by Flux, the stereo tool. It's got a great interface and it's fantastic for rebalancing your mix, checking phase, and adjusting the width. One trick I like to use is with a second stereo imager with its width set to mono. This one I'm using is the Ozone Imager from the last top 10 video. So first I've got the Flux stereo tool, and then second the Ozone Imager. I've got the width of the Ozone Imager set to mono, so I'm listening to the mono sum of whatever adjustment I make with the first one, the Flux stereo tool. Now when I move the width knob to stretch my mix, I can get a sense of what's getting cancelled out with the mono sum. So you can hear that as we make it wider, a lot of the center instruments get pulled out of the mix. and as I move the width to the left, the mix gets narrower and the center channel appears louder. So this is a fast and great way for finding a balance between the stereo width and your mono compatibility. Number 4, the Valhalla FreqEcho. This is an analog style echo plugin with an added frequency shifter that can make delays ranging from subtle chorusing and double tracking to laser beams and dying robot voices. Now here's another trippy delay plugin, the Spaceship delay from musical Entropy. This has a lot of controls with general settings to delay, filtering, and it's got saturation, I love it, and there's modulation control, and we can even add a master effect. And I really like that it has an attack knob for the delay repeat. I don't think I've ever seen that before, and you can also add in that springy spring reverb sound.
I want whiskey, no water. That's all I need. There's one in the chamber to settle this deed. There's blood in the water, a smell in the air. Go hard but don't hurt her. You better beware. I'm wanted for murder.
And we're definitely gonna go for the tube, make it dark and dirty, baby.
For a crime that isn't mine.
Awesome plugin, huge value here. You could really spend a lot of time getting to know this one. And at number 2 is the Blue Cat FreqAnalyst. I really like this one because it appears to be more accurate than some of the other ones that I've used in Pro Tools, like the Waves one. And it's especially good for checking out which harmonics plugins are adding and how these tools are adding or shaping frequency content. And at number 1, well, actually, there's a tie for 2 plugins that I really wanted to try out, but I couldn't get them to work. So, yeah, the first one is called Proximity by Tokyo Dawn Labs. This plugin is supposed to let you adjust the distance at which a piece of audio was recorded. So it sounds super cool, but I couldn't get it to show up in Logic. It's successfully validated in the plugin manager, but it doesn't show up in the plugin menu. So strange indeed, but hopefully it works for you. Let me know in the comments if you do get it working. And the last one I want to mention is Evouyn by Noisebuds. It claims to be a measuring device for calibrating the amount of low end in your mix. It seems like a great idea, but it's Windows only. So yeah, if you're a Windows user, try it out and let me know how it worked out for you. So I hope you found a new plugin to spark your mixing creativity. Leave a like if you did. Please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, and leave any plugin review suggestions in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this video, and until next time,